And welcome. In this video tutorial, we're going to talk about one of the relatively new features of StreetWise, just added here in 2020. It's called our Premise Alert feature. Now let's first talk about what a premise alert is. It's a way to very quickly and obviously alert emergency responders of some sort of a condition or issue at a particular address that might present a danger or concern to emergency responders. In that way, it's a little bit similar to a pre-plan, but in this case it's something so important that we want to make it very obvious, and we want to present that right on the alert screen. So here you see an example in front of you of premise alert. In this particular case, the location of 110 Marketplace Avenue in Mooresville has bulk oxygen tanks in the basement. Now that's certainly something they'd want to include in the pre-plan, but it's also poses enough of a danger to emergency responders that we want to make them aware of it right from the beginning. As soon as they look at the call, we want them to be aware of this. So this can be used for all kinds of things. It can be hazmat, it can be a large angry dog at that location, or it could be a number of other things that might generate a need for a premise alert. So we've created this system to allow our clients to add premise alerts for any specific address that would then pop up on the screen when they get a call on their tablet. Now, to be fair, a lot of CAD systems do have premise alert capability. Not all of them do, and not all of them are easily accessible by the fire department. And that's why we've made this system available as a potential alternate for those departments that do not have access or cannot readily make use of any premise alert system that might be present in their CAD system. So again, it's not designed to necessarily take the place, but it is offered as a supplement to that, and in some cases it may be easier to use our system than the one that's present in the CAD system. So let's talk about how these premise alerts get there. And for that, we're going to go to our web portal and take a look at our screen there. So now we've logged into our client web portal. I've gone ahead and closed the main menu so we have a little bit more room to work here. This is our demo account that we have for Mooresville, North Carolina, where we're located. And what we're going to be looking for is the relatively new tab that you'll have in your client web portal called Premise Alerts. And Premise Alerts will obviously be a list of all of the premise alerts that you've set up for your department. We've got several that we've set up for testing and demo purposes down here. I'm going to show you how you create those. Now, the first thing you need to do is put your department into edit mode by clicking on the pencil icon. Remember that we always have to have the department in edit mode to make any changes or additions by way of our web portal. Now down here in the Premise Alert tab, you can now see that we have a new button. That's going to allow us to create a new premise alert. I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and you'll see a pop-up that allows you to create it. Now over to the right, there's a pretty thorough set of instructions, but I'm going to summarize those right now here in this video tutorial. This is a lookup table, essentially. What this means is that when an address is sent to us from your CAD system for a call, our system will take that address that we received and will look it up against a lookup table. In other words, we'll try to go to a table and see if there are any matching addresses. If there are matching addresses, we pull the premise alert, bring it back, and add it to the front tab, or the alert screen, if you will, of that particular call. For this reason, the biggest and most important thing you have to remember is that the address must be an exact match for what we're going to receive from your CAD system. Now that includes things like abbreviations and spelling and so forth. So if you're going to create a premise alert for the location of 257 Main Street, I'm going to put 257 and then I'm going to put Main Street. Now here's the important thing. If your CAD system sends Main Street with the word street all spelled out, then we're fine. We'd simply put in our city and state as we would receive them from the CAD system, and you're good to go. But suppose your CAD system uses abbreviations for the word street. Instead of street, it sends ST. Well, remember, this has to be an exact match. So before you create a premise alert, it's important that you try to determine exactly how that address will be sent to us. The best way to do that is to either ask your dispatchers to look up how that street is listed in your CAD system's geodatabase, or ask the dispatchers to send out a test call so that you can see exactly how that address will appear when it is sent to StreetWise. Once you've got an exact match for the address up here and you're sure it's going to match exactly how the CAD system sends it, then you can enter the alert text down here. Now, it's not important, it's not critical for you to add a word like alert or attention or caution. That's going to happen anyway because our system automatically precedes your text with the words premise alert in bright yellow. So it's only necessary to enter the text. For instance, you could say bulk oxygen tanks located in garage. Something along that line. Okay, now we've created that premise alert. We've made sure the address is a perfect match, and we're going to hit OK. That adds it to our list of premise alerts. Now, anytime we receive a call that is a match for this exact address, this message will be appended onto the alert screen, preceded by the words premise alert, as we showed you in the first view of our tablets. Now, you can edit a premise alert, obviously, if you want to change something about it, just like you would edit a pre-plan or anything else. In edit mode, you can come in and hit the pencil icon to reopen that premise alert and make changes to it that you can then save. Or in fact, there's even a way for you to edit it inline. If you hit this little inline edit icon, then it will actually open without you having to pull out that whole side tab, and you can make the edits right here, followed by hitting this save icon to save those changes. So that's how we use premise alerts in StreetWise, and we thank you for watching.